One swimming up, one swimming downstream. The Pisces life, 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 the Pisces life.
For as much as I am technically appropriate, like I know some pretty difficult technical tasks. I can code some things. I can, make some databases and websites and all of that. I don't know how to work none of the remotes. And it flusters me so. It makes me feel like somehow on the day that they covered remote management that I was absent, because remotes is just like too many buttons all in your face, and it's like,
yes,
why is there A, B, C, and a D on here? What does that mean?
Right.
Where's the legend to A, B, C, and D? I don't know.
Girl, and then the remote with the square here, but a triangle over here. But it's an orange triangle, but don't push the blue triangle because it does something different than the orange triangle. One day I had it all messed up in here. I said, I don't need, I'm going to fast from technology.
Yes. Sometimes you just have to take a step back and realize, can we just have a knob on the television? Because ain't no knobs. I'm like, what? How I turn this on? How I turn it off? What if you
all this fanciness?
What if you was out of batteries? How you turn the TV off? How you do
this wireless situation? Everything wants to be wireless. Everything wants to talk to everything. The laptop wants to talk to the telephone, and Google wants to help everything talk to everything. I don't like any of that.
Can I tell you about a funny Zoom situation while we're talking about things, talking to other things? So today I found myself in the predicament, and Pisces Life listeners, if you are on the Zoom these days, then you too have had this happen to you. I am not the only one that's had this happen, but maybe not this specific thing, but this first thing has happened to all of us. You found yourself needing to be in two Zooms at one time. You know what I'm saying? Somebody will schedule one here, and then maybe you have another one that's scheduled where you technically don't have to say nothing, but your presence is required. So you got your one Zoom on mute, and then you kind of got your other one up just enough so that you can, pay attention to both of them. You're splitting your time and attention. Why did my one Zoom call that I had the sound on, one of the other people in the Zoom was speaking, and Siri on my iPad picked up and was like, I'm sorry, I can't help you do the whoop whoop, the bam bam, the wop. And everybody's like, what? Huh?
These are private proceedings.
And that's exactly what happened. They were like, is there someone else on this call, or have we been Zoom bombed? I'm like, no, apparently your voice and my voice sounds alike, because Siri was ready to just give you all of my personal business, apparently. I was like,
listen, let's be clear.
Why is Siri listening to me? I don't want to.
Everything is listening to you, including that remote control, my darling.
Oh, that is
including that remote control. I read an article, and this was in, I believe it was HuffPost, or it could have been one of my little techie magazines. I'm not sure. However, I do remember reading this. They say that there is somebody that is hired literally at places like Google and places like Amazon that work with Alexa to train all of this AI, this artificial intelligence, because that's what Alexa is. I never will forget when one of my good one of my good homeboys, he said it was when cars first started talking to you. You know, you could sync it up with your phone. You could get your text messages while you're driving. You could answer hands-free. You could dial hands-free, etc. Remember that? When that first started. And so I used to get frustrated because the lady in my car never understood who I was wanting to call. And by default, sis, I tell you, she would just straight up call my daddy. Like, that's it. I don't know who you want, but he's home here.
I'm just going to direct
He's
you
retired.
there.
He going to answer. He's here. There you go.
Which is so interesting how, you know, we are slowly but surely moving into this automated space, and
Yes.
some of us are further along than others. It's a wonder what is going to be our next technological moment around voice. You know, we do, like, for those who listen to this podcast, certainly you're getting some of that digital voice here. You don't see Letitia and I, but you get that. But what is the next voice automation that's due to come out outside, you know, because Siri and whoever else there, because everybody got a different name. What's the name on the Android?
Alexa,
Baxter,
Siri, Google.
You know, Leroy and them, whoever is next.
See, that's what's next, though. We laugh, but that's what needs to be next. I have to call one of my friends. Her name is Khadijah, and I have to call her Khadijah because my phone will not dial Khadijah. It does not recognize that ethnic name with that pronunciation. But if I say call Khadijah, it calls her right away. Calling Khadijah. I'm like, thanks. Thank you. You know, it won't even, like, I have my aunt and uncles programmed in my phone like aunt and uncle. I am like, what? You know, trying to get her to dial. She's like, calling daddy. He's home. I don't know who your aunt what. And I'm like, call my Aunt Betty, please.
And that is a easy name, but for whatever reason, and James says I be talking too fast. He was like, you speak in Spanish and you trying to speak English, and that's why I don't get you. He was like, half the time you be talking, I don't know what you be talking about either. Listen, okay. I'm like, I'm slow. I be purposely talking really
I
be enunciating really
slow. Poems in my neck. Hello, series, please. This is Letitia. Please help me use my phone.
It's just too much. So let's talk about this. So we already know that companies are using like chatbots, you know. So you go on to like Comcast's website, and so instead of you actually getting to talk to a live person, they have these chatbots where you know it's like pre-designed questions, almost like the digitized version of an FAQ, so that if you're looking for some assistance, using machine learning to help to guide you through, like, you know, what's called like a user experience. So if, you know, they have all of these user experiences that guide you through all of the processes for what you may need help with that doesn't require a human to help you with, right? So where's the person that I can chat bot with around dinner and keeping my house clean? Because like, I don't need help how to pay my bill over at the Comcast. I do need some assistance on how to get this dinner done before 7 o'clock every night, because it's just tough. Where can I do that? I guess that's called Uber Eats. Uber Eats.
Now, see, you doing too much.
The Grubhub.
The dashing.
The dash.
At that door. At that door now.
At the door. The door dashing. Do you have a preferred food vendor of delivery service these days? Takeout? Like, do you prefer Uber Eats over Grubhub, over the DoorDash? What's the other one? There's another one.
You are so funny. You forget who you're talking to.
She's like, girl, Amazon only. That is all I do.
Okay, that's
and my 6 a.m. runs to the Kroger.
Girl, I be up in that Kroger. I love my Kroger. Shout out to my Kroger, girl. They be doing it. They hands out masks to the seniors and carrying on. They make sure that's, I appreciate them. I really do. But sis, every time that I've ordered food, like on the phone with an app, it's been with somebody like, okay, well, get me some. Oh, you ordered from there? Okay, well, put, no, I'm going to put my cat. You want my cat? Hey, I can, wait, you want me? Look, right here. I got the cash right here. If you could just put $8 more for what let me total this out. Let me get in on the tip. Oh, I'm fair with it.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the only way that I've used any of those apparatus because I'm not that girl. Mm-hmm. I am not that girl. Speaking of that, sis, quick story. I actually called. Yes, I called. I know everybody's using these apps because, everything has its own app too.
Yes.
I called the pizza place because I wanted me a pizza. I know how to make pizza. I have stuff in there to make pizza, but I am on a personal cooking strike against myself. I'm tired of eating what I cook. I'm done.
Yes.
So anyway, the lady at the pizza store said, you want a what place? Hello? Hello? Yes, it's the telephone. Hi. She was like, you called here? Yes. Oh. Well, have you already placed your order like online and ma'am, what is going on? I'm trying to place my order on the phone.
Oh my God.
This millennial baby was confused. She was like, she didn't quite put me on hold, sis. I heard her in the background. Who does this, man? Oh my God, dude, no, it's like a fresh order. No, she wants to, she's going to tell me right now what she wants.
Oh my goodness.
Girl, they was laughing so hard at me when she came back. Never mind, wrong number. I thought this was, it's somewhere else. I'm not hungry now. I meant to call the dollar store. That's what time does the bus leave? Is this the Amtrak station? I misdialed. Girl, I was so shy.
But it's so interesting that you even say that because we have, especially in food ordering, but our elderly, you know what I'm saying? Our elderly. What? I'm not calling you.
Don't make me be in Chicago during this quarantine.
I'm not saying you the elderly.
No, but you make it too much of a simile right here. It's too much.
I'm just saying for the required phone users. Maybe the elderly don't eat pizza. I'm trying to.
Well, that takes care of this podcast. It's, don't be looking for Kai Love nowhere because I'm going to hack all her pages. Kai loves you at 3W2. I'm checking up all your stuff.
Pisces Life listener, if you get a friend request, it is not me. It's Letitia.
Oh, Lord, my goodness. Jesus.
Ooh, that's a laugh I needed. That.
Oh, I did too. Lord have mercy, child. Ooh, sis, let me tell you, it's so much happening in the news. It is so much happening in the news. First of all, the versus battle that everybody has been waiting on has happened by the time our Pisces Life listeners hear this. Monica versus Brandy. Baby, everybody has been wanting this.
They've been wanting it. Did you see the commercial for the verses that Monica did?
No.
Yes, Monica has a video treatment teaser for the verses. And what we can say about the Monica is that sister know how to dress, baby.
Oh, I did see that.
With that hat,
and that tan and black
jacket.
Oh, come through. I want mine in red though. She had black, I want mine red.
Yes. I was thinking red, but then I went white. I was like, I think I want white with the little tan on the insert. See, Pisces Life listeners, you can't see Letitia. She didn't fell out. She fell out because she was like, come through outfit and coat. That's because yes, that sister knows she can dress. That's part of being part of that Atlanta, Georgia family. Brandy and them is from New Jersey, right?
Brandy's mama and them is from Mississippi. Sonia is. Yes, she is. Why are you laughing?
Well,
Miss Notewood is from Mississippi. I do believe her husband is from somewhere too.
Yeah, because it's reflective. Like,
girl, I still get tickled with Sonia Norwood. Don't tell me what to put on my man's plate. I've been fixing this plate for 35 years as his wife, and before that, 5 years as his girlfriend. Don't tell me what to put. Mama, she just asked you, did Daddy want some more greens? Why are you yelling, Mama?
Just Sonia.
That was Ray J, like, Mama.
Right, Mama, come on. Don't just bring it down. Sonia Norwood. Okay, let's have a serious conversation. I have a question for you, sis. Here we go.
All right.
If Brandy had a different manager, do you think the trajectory of her career would be different now?
I don't know what to say to that. I think the trajectory of her career was skyrocketing, but things fell apart for her when she didn't want to be Moesha anymore and wanted to transition into something else. Mm-hmm. I think that she could have been the next different world, instead of following Denise Huxtable, we're following Moesha to college. Mm-hmm. I would have loved to have seen that. Now Countess Vaughn got the spinoff with the Parkers from Moesha. I would have loved to have seen Moesha, the
spinoff.
Right. Going to college. Mo go to college. Mo go to college. Mo to the college. Reboot since Netflix doing everything. Reboot.
Right.
But I think that there was a space and place where, as the momager, Sonia Norwood is not going to let anybody mess with Brandy. And I think that there was the threat to that narrative, when she had married the guy but didn't really marry him, the whole big MTV special with that baby. I was tuned in. Brandy Under the Moon. Over the Moon. Was it Over the Moon?
I was like, was it
something
Under the
with
Moon? The moon, right.
When she was having her baby. And I was so excited for her to have this baby.
Me too.
And it was very hard. I thought, oh, wow, she's got her family. Look at this. Then it just all fell apart real quick and fast, Now, this week or this month, she's featured on the front page of People magazine saying what really happened to me. There was a very dark chapter in her life. We remember from past news that she had that horrific car accident that killed a family. I just can't even imagine, especially when it's an accident, especially when it's a situation where, did she ever do any jail time for that?
I don't think so. I think that there was a private settlement and all of that kind of went with it.
Yeah. She really suffered a lot of backlash behind that. Social media and whatnot was merciless to her. And she really went through a tough period. I am thankful to see that she has reclaimed her life. She's got this new album coming out. Her daughter is like grown. She's a beautiful girl too.
Yeah, she is. And can sing.
A girl, can't she? You can tell that she's been up under her grandmama though. And, she got that Mama Joy spirit. Sonia, they kind of twins there. They got that Mama Joy spirit. And I think that if Sonia Norwood chooses to have a second chapter in the second act, that she would do well with her granddaughter. I really do see that. Now, I'm curious to see what she gonna do with this Ray J and Princess Love and all of that stuff and their baby and second baby and now a divorce, I believe.
Yeah, something is a brewing. I will say that Princess Love and Ray J's baby, that little baby is so cute. Melody,
oh my gosh,
she is
she's a whole song, girl.
She is a whole song with her cute little self. She's so cute.
She is.
Ooh,
and she's so, when she told her mama, I love you, I was like,
oh my God. She's just
like, oh my goodness.
She is the cutest little thing.
She is.
They've made some cute little babies. You know who else made cute little babies?
Who?
Christy Teigen and John Legend.
Yes, they do. And congrats to them. They're pregnant again with baby number 3.
Yes.
That quarantine, you know, she sung about it. She wrote a song about it. Check it out on Twitter now. She said it was...
It's going to be a lot of babies coming up now.
Girl,
lot of babies.
Lots
of babies.
Lots of babies. Lots of children coming on through. Lots of grandchildren coming on through for the first time and all of that good stuff. Lots of people coming on through with divorces too, even as quick and quiet as it is, and popping up with new marriage. Oh yes, honey, this tea popped all up in the news today. And when I tell you the people are shooketh.
The shooketh. With the extra side of shook. That's right. And maybe an extra side of kith.
I said, now, first of all, you know, I'm on Instagram and we're going to get to the other news. We will do that, something different at the end. However, I'm on the Instagram and I'm going through my things and I follow people like Niecy Nash. And I said, oh, look at this. I said, oh, that wedding dress snatched in the waist, boom in the boot, top up, shelf up, top shelf up, at attention, and makeup, beautiful, hair flow. I'm like, this is beautiful. And it says, today I am Mrs. Carol Betts.
Oh.
I said, oh, okay. Mrs. Carol Denise Betts. I said, okay, she gave us a full government. Well, I forgot what her husband looked like. So I assumed that the person that was next to her, A, was a man and was her husband. Neither of those are correct.
Neither.
The news, please.
So, Sister Niecy Nash apparently has quietly divorced her husband, who was a man, and apparently has very publicly announced her wedding to a woman, which now makes her Mrs. Carol Denise Betts, because she married, I believe the young lady's name is Jessica Betts.
Yes, the musician, the singer, who was on a special episode, y'all Claus fans out there, if you remember. Niecy Nash, when she had her fake wedding. Remember when she was getting ready to get married?
Yes.
And that whole situation to try and stay alive, save the casino, all of that stuff. The individual who was singing at the wedding was Miss Jessica Betts. So she was on an episode of the show. I'm just saying, it was not 2 years ago. When I tell you 2020 has saved it all up. It has saved it all up and said, pow, there you go. I mean, it's shooting craps. You hear me?
Things are just happening. And we're like, wait a minute, have we been inside for this long? And
right.
and time. Maybe we're in a time warp, Twilight Zone. Maybe I missed it. Maybe, I don't know. All I remember, as I shared with you earlier, sis, is I remember seeing Niecy Nash on the cover of the Essence magazine wearing a beautiful yellow dress that I tried really hard to find so I could buy my version of it, because it's my favorite color. And she talked about how she met her husband and all these wonderful things. And again, I'm not trying to say that this new marriage is not the marriage, the best thing that's happened to her? It absolutely can be. But I guess when one's tired of hiding and maybe not living in their truth and finally feeling free enough to do so. I mean, if you about to come through with your truth, right now is probably the best time
to do it.
You know what I mean?
And talk about, if mind your own business, because I got me some business, was a picture, it would be her wedding picture today.
Yeah.
When I tell you, she held that real good. I mean, she was just talking about her man, how to keep a man satisfied, talking about all the things that, you might want to check out doing, to help him stay home and be satisfied in the sheets and all of this. And now we are at a very different place today. We wish the new Mrs. and Mrs. Betts, Mrs. and Mrs. Jessica and Carol Denise Betts.
Yes, congratulations.
The absolute best. Congratulations. They looked amazing. They really did.
Amazing.
Oh my God, they looked great.
That dress was just beautiful.
Everything was beautiful.
Now, I don't know when this had happened, but I don't see a mask in sight. I hope that everybody had social distance and such. We don't want no problem.
They probably did a rapid COVID testing, because that's now the Hollywood thing to do. And let's be honest, I mean, Niecy Nash is that girl. She's an A-list celebrity. She certainly could do a rapid testing for her guests. That's the new thing that's happening on the coast, sis. This news in from Bougieville, okay? If you can afford to entertain during the quarantine, it is all the rage and totally posh and completely in to treat your guests to the party favor that is the ultimate gift that keeps on giving. You do a rapid testing of COVID before they're allowed to enter the premises. Once they have tested negative, you may permit them to enter. And for their positive negative test results, you get what I'm saying, because they are positively negative, you treat them to an open bar with top shelf liquor. This comes from the quarantine party experts.
I see. I apparently my blood ain't rich enough to even read about it, child, because I understand that that they had been coming out with that rapid results test. I didn't know that it was upon us just yet, but I'm sure that's probably what happened.
It's available in the Hamptons.
Yes. So
it's available in the Hamptons.
I have a Hampton story real quick. So I was on an international call with some people, and the question, the what's it called? The icebreaker was like, name a place that you wish you could go when the quarantine opens back up. And people were just like naming all of these very exotic places all over the place. And I said, I want to go to the Hamptons, because that's where the housewives always traveling to. On New York, they always go to the Hamptons house.
Oh, yes.
And I need to understand what's, going on over there in said Hamptons, because the housewives are always referencing going to their house in the Hamptons, spending the summer in the Hamptons. If you are a fan of the show Summer House on Bravo, they do their summers, weekends in the Hamptons. And I was like, I need to go to the Hamptons. I need to see what all the fuss is about. And when I tell you, sis, amongst all of these international people and others who was on this call, when I talked about the Hamptons and the housewives, everybody was looking at me like,
sis.
Then I had to change it up. I was like, or Rome. I could go to Rome.
Did I say Hamptons? I meant Italy, Florence, Nepal, one of them. Over there in European countries. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
I had, man. I said Hampton Inn in Chow Mein. That's what
right.
That's
you
what
know they international. That's the international chain, Hamptons. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Girl, I hate when you have awkward moments like
Oh, and I'm
I'm the only one.
and then,
Okay then.
and then everybody was like, "Oh."
Girl, like, this was so funny. I'm talking to somebody and we going around on the little Zoom and they all like, well, what have you been doing? Oh, I've retiled the bathroom, and I've taken a couple of home improvement classes virtually. Oh, I got certified in colorizing and, oh, I've taken this course over here in entrepreneurial school. What have you been doing? I watch Netflix. Y'all seen Indian Matchmakers? I thought the show had a lot to offer in terms of, how one goes about finding love in other countries. And so I was, yep, that's kind of, yep.
That's what I was doing.
That's what I did this week. So.
Oh, boy.
This man just gonna text me, sis. You can't make this. Oh, Corona is still stirring up my exes. He gonna say, "Is these your sorority colors?" Yes. Okay. Well, what size do you wear? What? You have never bought me nothing.
Now you have the spirit of gift giving in the coronavirus.
And you wants to reach back to undergrad and I need a current adult gift.
Current adult gift. What does that look like for you, sis? Name me 3 things that you would love to receive right now.
Current adult gifts.
Current adult gifts. Name of the episode. Current adult gifts.
Ooh, I'm gonna tell you the gift I want. We don't talk about it like that on the Pisces Life. Sis. Girl, be glad you done got married off now. Lord Jesus. That would be the number 1 gift. Pisces Life listeners, you grown. You can fill it in the blanks. Okay? In a minute, girl. I miss me and I do.
Yeah,
miss them.
That's a good current adult gift. That is.
You know what I would love? For somebody else to be in my kitchen cooking me a 5 to 8 course dinner. Hell, I'd just settle for a snack. If you would just put it in the bowl and bring it to me. Like, I'm hungry right now. I literally do not want to get up and walk to the kitchen.
It's a chore sometimes. And I love cooking, but it is a chore sometimes after a long day. Like Mondays, there should be like a no cook Monday rule or something, because you're just getting into your workspace back from the weekend, and that transition be tough for me in the morning time, because my body just be like, but why? But why we like this? Why you just not rich already? Like why do you still have to work and do things? Like it's problematic. But I would love to have a chef. I would love because then
I had one.
Like
it was nice.
But I don't want to be like in the relationship with the chef. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we wasn't going together.
Like I wanna like you come in and you cook and then you leave.
Yes. Like
you cook. I don't want like a live-in, because some people have like house support.
I don't want a live-in one. I would. I'd appreciate that very much.
Like just like a who had a live-in chef?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Well, if I could get a Jeffrey.
A Jeffrey, girl.
Baby.
Woo. Even if I could get a Will Smith,
Yes. Let's write it down and make it plain for the people.
I'm trying to tell you, Lord, we done went from celebrating Niecy Nash's wedding all the way to cooking with Will Smith and Jeffrey. But that's how it goes
That's how
sometimes
it
in the
goes.
Pisces life. Now, you never know what news is going to swim on by, girl.
Absolutely. Just a cornucopia of related items and issues that we can bring to the forefront. Speaking of
this. No.
Right.
Go ahead.
Speaking of issues, I take supreme issue with this next story.
Okay.
And I want to make it known here first at the Pisces Life that I will not participate, receive, acknowledge any of the Sade slander that y'all are out here in the Twitter streets supporting. So apparently there's a conversation brewing among us that the legend, the beauty, the soulful singing, midriff wearing, barefooted, ponytail, red lipstick, beautiful songbird known as Sade, that there is a uprising, if you will. See, first Niecy Nash decided she was going to uprise and show us this new marriage. People got courage right now. People got courage. There is an uprising, a disruption of music, if you will, that says that Janae Aiko is either on the same level as Sade or the next coming of Sade. I don't know. But as it's been stated on OK Player about this situation, OK Player said, this is evidence that we're losing our minds. Absolutely. We've gone to the dark side, sis.
This one right here, I just wanted to take my whole computer and put it down after I read that. I'm like, are you serious? There is no conversation. Sade is Sade, period. Janae Aiko, God bless that girl. But I personally would prefer the sweetest taboo versus eating somebody's exit area like groceries. No ma'am. Not for me. No, thank you. I'm full. Not hungry.
Halle Berry from the Twitter street says, I know y'all not coming for Sade. I do. I know I heard that wrong. She said, hold up. And somebody, Dre Chef, one on Twitter, has the Michelle Obama meme gift holding her heart like, yes, sis. This is what the streets are saying.
What's the streets saying, girl?
The streets.
Twitter is a mess.
Let me just say, Yaya Castro 9 on Twitter says, is it a crime? No ordinary love. Smooth operator.
Girl.
Cherish the day. Hang on to your love. Should I go on?
Girl.
Sade is an icon. Some of y'all shouldn't even be able to speak her name because some of y'all ain't atoned. Y'all ain't atoned for your sins. I can't.
It's true. This is too much. I mean, Janae Aiko, she's okay. You know, she's one of these. She's about in the Lauryn Hill category for me, though. I don't know what Big Sean from Detroit did to that girl that she put his whole face up beside her body. And when they broke up hard, bad, and it's been painful for both of them.
But I thought they got back together.
They did, but then they not back together now.
Oh.
They in a mood now, but then it could be love again. I don't know. They're so cryptic with their stuff. I really don't know. All I know is she is not on the level of Sade. She's doing her own thing, and I give her that lane.
let me just
That's
say,
just like,
yeah, no, go ahead, go.
I was just gonna say, this is just so foreign to me how these young children, the lyrical talent, the performance, all of it, the longevity of it. I mean, you all just want to raise these people up from the Billboard 101 to just get them up in here to the halls of the fame. I mean, it's like that much of a leap to me between a Sade and a Janae Aiko, or however you say her last name.
Right, the sweet girl, and again, she's
cute.
She's a cute little girl, and you know she has little music. I think I got some of her stuff on some of my playlists or whatever.
I got a couple of sad ones in there because she's the queen of that sadness.
She does, and maybe that's, you know, a lot of folks say that Sade kind of
is too.
Maybe that is what people are feeling. They're like, okay, well, she, you know, they kind of, you know, they vibe with you, you know, maybe. But one of the greatest moments of my life, and I'm talking about, I've seen some fantastic and been and experienced and all of that. One of the greatest moments in my life was being at the Miami Stadium where the Heat play.
Ooh.
And seeing Sade ascend out of the floor to Soldier of Love. You know how the Soldier of Love starts. Boom, boom, and her walking up. So, and I feel like my life, my spirit, my soul had to leave my body. My soul floated up there, and I became part of the band. They had the band back there getting it, and it was electric. It was magnetic. It was like we were at a Miami Heat game. You know how it is. You go see sports.
Oh yes, the energy
and the you know, the temperament. Everybody. So I mean, Have you ever seen a stadium that big be quiet? Because people are trying to listen to the nuance in her voice. Oh, I just can't take. I can't take this slander and or libel. I'm trying not to problem. I'm trying not to put roots on y'all over here, but y'all keep it up. I'm hoping that the news cycles and we get something else to talk about tomorrow, because I don't want to see her trending for nothing else other than her album coming out.
Or unless she on verses, but not against Janae Aiko. Don't do that to her. Don't do that to her. If y'all any kind of fan of,
we do Sade versus Sade. That's
pretty much. You just let it be a concert. How about that? You just let it be a straight up, I'm here for a concert.
If Sade did a pay-per-view concert like how Erykah Badu had did it, I would give her all of my coin.
I'd get me 2 seats. I'd get me 2.
I would get it would be a date night. It would be nice.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the internet is just as merciless, sister. For this versus, they did not disappoint, as they are with Monica. Monica had to remind folks that she, it wasn't too long ago when she used to be, smacking chicks and carrying on. She said, I was raised in a house with duality, okay? My mama was saved, but my daddy wasn't, okay?
The verses.
Yeah,
I wonder how it's gonna go down.
I don't know, but now Ray J is trending. Why is he trending during verses?
May he not trend anymore. Has he done something?
Anything?
Has he done something?
You just gotta sigh because you just know. Apparently, people want him to come on out on verses. That's all. Thank the Lord. He's because you never know.
Okay. Here it is. People saying, "Will we see?" This is Black Ben King at Sylvia O'Dell. We will see Ray J before this verses is over. If I don't know nothing else, I know that. That's what the sister said. Kadiska Dahig. Listen, Ray J better make a cameo in this battle today. He's Brandy #1 fan.
The shade.
The shade.
Ooh, they don't play with it. They do not play. I tell you, the internet stays undefeated.
I gotta share my screen on this.
Oh, Lord, not share the screen. Why am I laughing already?
Sis, I gotta share the screen. Can you see my Twitter?
What?
Can you see my Twitter? This one.
Oh my gosh. I wish we Oh God. So she shared the screen with you have to remember Octavia Spencer and Ma when she was listening to them kids spying behind that brick wall. Why somebody go tweet that's Ray J listening to the internet stays undefeated, sis.
Let me tell you, the internet has unveiled this level of comedy and entertainment that I don't think that anybody could have predicted. No. The way that we consume these funny little tidbits from people that we have no idea who they are, where they come from, or whatever, is pretty actually spectacular. It really is like the best demonstration of the connectivity of humans. You know, when we get together, sometimes we do some horrible things to each other, but in this case, the sharing of memes is a joyful thing. It is good joy in comedy.
Agreed.
It does. What else we gotta talk about?
Something that is kind of taking the entertainment space by storm. Jordan Peele, he's done it again. Have you seen Lovecraft Country?
I have not seen Lovecraft Country, and that's because Crystal on the read said that it had some gore in it.
Lots of it, and so I watch it like this, pretty much with my hands over my eyes. And there are times when I fast forward really fast. I do a lot of reading after I watch Lovecraft Country, because apparently a lot of the gory stuff is actually like key stuff to what's happening. I made it through episode 3 barely. Like there was one point where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to go get me some sage up in here. I'm going to get my little Bible scripture verse right here, and I'm going to have to say a few words in here, because I don't want whatever this was loosen up in here. I don't play with spirits like that. And this one just delved off it. They had a Ouija board up in there. Board.
Ouija.
That board. I don't play with stuff like that. And there was a section in there where they brought back Emmett Till and Carrying On. And I was like, see, you doing, nope. I get this. It was too much for me. And then at the same token, without all of that, it's a beautiful period piece. And so then it took, but I don't want to freak you out. Episode 3 took place in Chicago. And I don't want to do that. It was a house on the north side, and it was just, I don't want to do that. So,
I ain't going. Once she said, my 2 litmus for scary is Crystal from The Read and Dustin Ross from the Friend Zone podcast. If either one of them say, don't do it, sis, I ain't going, because we are of the same level of scared. Those are my fitness.
I've reached another threshold with scary. Now let me not be a badass and be calling you tonight with my nightlight. I'll be like, sis, talk to me by Zoom until I fall asleep. Let me not say that before I have to leave the lights on tonight, just like they are right now. Just
in
put
here.
my pillow right here.
Right.
Leave the chandelier on. Leave it on now.
Mm-hmm.
I've reached a new level. I don't like that boom.
Oh,
I don't like that boo scary. But I don't mind a good suspenseful whoop, whoop. No, he didn't. Oh, don't go in that room. I don't mind that. But I don't like no possession stuff. I don't like stuff. Remember that Annabelle and Carrying On when that doll was... I don't play with nobody getting no possessed. I've never watched The Exorcist, never will. Don't play with none of that. There are just some things that I personally believe that you just... Those things are very real. You think about Linda Blair. Linda Blair ain't been right since. Think about that. Everybody from the original Poltergeist gone.
I don't mess around with horror. Nothing scary. Nothing. If it's too gory, so then someone asked me, with your sensitive spirit, how did you watch Game of Thrones? And I was like, Game of Thrones to me felt more like what's the genre called? Like
fantasy?
Like fantasy, yeah. Like it was more like fantasy. And so the characters didn't feel real to me. There was, dire wolves and dragons and, it was kind of like that. But I'm watching The Last Kingdom, which is actually like based on true, European, conquerage and such, the Danes, the Welsh, the Saxons and all of that. And the people, it's a period piece too. But I can't watch all of the things that happen in that. Sometimes I'll be like, don't do it. I'd be stressed out. My poor husband, because he'd be like, girl, it's fine. You're going to be fine.
Right.
I'm like,
it's
no.
TV.
I'm like, no. So yeah, I get that. I'm totally with that. My mother didn't allow us to watch like demonic or spiritual, not coming from of God. We don't play that.
No, we do not play that in the households of the faith. Of the faith, we do not do that.
Is there anything else we need to talk about before we talk about the sadness?
I know. Oh, sis. Nope. There's several sad pieces of news, unfortunately. We are losing a lot of people. We have lost the longtime Georgetown coach. That was unexpected, sad, all of that.
Coach
that was a lot.
Yep, that was a lot. Interesting story about John Thompson.
Yes.
I wanted to go to Georgetown, not because I could play basketball and was going to get on the team, but I really wanted to go to Georgetown because I've watched Coach Thompson and his handling of his players and how he just was such a necessary father figure for all of those young men that went to college and whose parents had no idea, what to expect out of a basketball program. We hear so much about kids going away to school and then going into the NBA and then having such difficulty. And he just mentored so many people, so many young men, in how he handled Patrick Ewing, which is one of my favorite NBA players. Just, Dikembe Mutombo and just all these, just all of these Georgetown people. He had a super effect on Allen Iverson. Like,
yes, he did.
Coach Thompson was just everything.
Yes, he did.
I wanted to go to Georgetown because I felt like that if he was there, and not that I needed to have a father figure, because certainly I had my own, but I felt like that if people was letting their kids go and be with John Thompson, then that's a safe place. That's a place that I could be. And I just, it's amazing who impresses you as a child and how you pick things up and how you look to them and look at their life, and so I've never met him, and I have never reached out to him or talked to his family members or any of that, but he really did have a profound effect and impact on me as a young person about how you as a professional mentor. Like, he was my mentoring muse. And so I'm so sad that he's made his transition. Rest in power, Coach Thompson.
Yes. And then this one, I don't even really want to mention it, but because it's just unbelievable. It's just absolutely unbelievable. When this came by my timeline, I was like, I am not seeing well. I've misread this. I'm going to put this right on down. And of course, the news that we're talking about is the passing of Mr. Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. That one hit me hard, sis.
Hard. And I mean, sis, I cried like me and this man had just been at the family reunion and both of us had told grandma we was doing fine. I mean, it hit really hard. And there was something I wanted to share, and this, I liked it on Sherry Shepherd's, shout out to Miss Sherry Shepherd on her Instagram page. And it's like, why is it that this feels so hard? Why do we grieve for people that we've never met? And this comes from melaninandmentalhealth.com. Melaninandmentalhealth.com. But I saw this on Sherry Shepherd's Instagram.
Okay.
Why we grieve people we never met. Number one, their work has helped us get through a difficult time in our lives. 2, their work inspired our dreams and goals. 3, they modeled possibility. That was the one that stuck with me. Chadwick Boseman modeled possibility. Him embodying and bringing the character to life of Black Panther in this way, in this franchise, at that moment, when he did it, that was a moment for us. Since I was dressed up in all my African royal attire.
Come on, okay? Now. Yes.
And was at the movie theater with the white people. That I really wish I was in a Black city, because I think I would have enjoyed seeing that with us, but I'm glad that I had that moment. So they modeled the possibility. 4, their death triggers our grief of previous loss. And, it's just one of those situations where we needed to think about what this meant for Chadwick Boseman meant to other people. He was fighting colon cancer privately. During a lot of the promotion. For a while, he had disappeared, and people were saying, oh, he was just tired of being on, the red carpet for this. And oh my gosh, you guys are wearing them out every time you cross your chest with the X and all of that stuff. No, he was sick. He gracefully and graciously handled his business and decided to keep things from the public. And we certainly send our prayers out to his family. He married his longtime sweetheart right before his cancer got progressively worse. She was by his side. They have children together. This is really a heartbreaking thing for so many reasons. He is immortalized on Twitter. His last tweet is now the most tweeted, liked, and retweeted tweet of all time. Number 2 spot is held by Barack Obama, former president, and my favorite president, and in my mind, still president. There'll never be another like Chadwick Boseman. I know South Carolina is sad tonight, baby.
Yeah, I am. Beautiful words shared, sis. It took me a while to kind of snap out of the sadness. I too saw the news and was just like, oh, Twitter, here go Twitter killing somebody else off, because we've had so many death hopes and such or whatever. But once it was widely reported and the message that he had passed was on his own page,
yes,
we quickly realized that it was in fact true. And there had been some pictures of him some months back where he was very thin. And the first thing that I thought, because he never made a statement or anything about that, the first thing I thought was, oh, he must be preparing for his next role, right? Because we know that there's been actors who had to gain weight or lose a lot of weight depending upon what the role is and all of that. I just thought that he was preparing for his next role. But to hear that he had recorded all of these things and made all these movies and learned all these lines. And the last movie that I saw was 21 Bridges, and it was amazing. And I just was so excited. And it really helped me to have a good conversation, here at home, because I'm not a movie person, that.
Yes.
And I was talking to my husband, and I told him that these are the types of movies that I like, talking about 21 Bridges. I like, those types of movies. Those hold my attention. And it was good to see him in another role outside of the Black Panther role, because sometimes you can just get pigeonholed into these characters. And I didn't want that brother to have to suffer as a result of that, because he was such a great actor. But for those who know that I run a family foundation, and part of our programming has been named after characters in the Black Panther movie. So the Shuri Project, the T'Challa Project, the Wakanda Tech Project, which is a family tech. So I've spent a lot of time listening to what this brother says and using these quotes to build into curriculum items, and really using his presence in that movie, specifically Black Panther, as a way to demonstrate Black pride and royalty around understanding the world, and to know that we struggle so hard personally to have superheroes in our life,
Yes.
To have the one prominent Black superhero pass away, and people say, well, of course anybody can step into that role, and certainly someone will have to, because the Black Panther has to live on. But he was our superhero. He was our King T'Challa. And I was so excited about what was going to happen for the next Black Panther. And
they said he didn't get a chance to film any of that either.
Yeah, he didn't. Ryan Coogler still was writing it. So it hadn't made.
They got it scheduled though. It's scheduled for 2022.
And I just, this is also a nod to people holding your business down, right?
Come on, sis.
Because we didn't know that he was ill. We never heard any rumors or anything of that nature. And that's important, that you can have fellowship and confidence in your people to hold your, greatest secrets and things that you just don't want out in the public eye down.
Right.
Like, that is just a beautiful thing. But I'll end with saying that one of the things about Chadwick that I really admire, and one of the things that I've tried to ensure happens in my own household with my own, little 11-year-old child now, is about being kind as a man, being kind and being gentle and being tender, and balancing that with the kind of rough and the gruff and the physical characteristics and personality characteristics that people associate with boys and then men. But I've always had a penchant in my heart for gentle, kind creatures. And Chadwick seemed to be that. And so I just want to thank him for showing that kind, gentle men can still be beastly when necessary.
Yes.
And superheroes when you need them. Rest well, Chadwick Boseman. King T'Challa. Black Panther. Well, we never did start the show.
Yeah, so we might as well end it now.
That's been another, this has been rather another,
yes.
The Pisces Life podcast. We thank you for listening and enjoying these stories. We posted something on Twitter today about stories.
Yes.
We are content creators by design. Letitia and I do a lot of work outside of this podcast for many other people, and we want to be helpful to the world. So if you are in a space or place where you need some help formulating your stories, whether that's written in oratory form or otherwise, we are available to work with you and your brands and your organizations and your businesses to help you tell your stories better. So get at us, send us an inbox, or you can just go ahead and email us at thepisceslife@gmail.com. We will check that and we will get back to you. On Twitter, you can reach us at Pisces Podcast, that's 2 words. And on Facebook, as well as on Instagram, we are The Pisces Life. If you're looking for my sis, who is going to be getting off this phone pretty quickly so that we can get over to the verses. I know she got it already queued up on the phone.
Queued up, okay.
Where can they find you at, sis?
They can find me not arguing with Brandy and Monica over the boy being, because they can have him, okay? He's old news. No, but I'm going to be right there at I Am Just Letitia, Letitia. And if you're looking for my sis, where can they find you?
I will be on these interwebs as well, right behind Leticia, so I can get in on this last little of the verses. You guys can find me at, where am I at? Oh, Kai Loves You on the Twitter, and Kai Loves You too, just at the number 2 on Instagram. We gotta go, y'all. We out of here, y'all. Peace out.
Peace.
2 fish living in a dream. One swim